Hello everyone, and welcome back to MGL Season 2. This time we're playing Week 2 against Maki, one of the league's commissioners and coach of the Las Vegas Jetstreams. And Maki has a pretty scary team here. Her S tier is Monferno, which is definitely one of the best Pokemon allowed in the format, with a whole menagerie of mixed attacking sets to choose from. Very strong attacker. Her A tiers then are the bulky core of Dragonair and Clefairy, which is pretty crazy. Dragons and fairies are hard enough to grab an NFE. She got two really good ones. Then we have Crepuscul as the bulky water that hard strikes Frogadier. Pawniard and Drillbur both offer a good mix of offense and utility. Drillbur even gets Moldbreaker Rocks to contest my Magic Bounce Hatchram. Corvisquire is a defog pivot with a strong Brave Bird, and Grimer is a tank that can get pretty scary with Curse Boosts. And then even Elly at the bottom there is almost as fast as Frogadier, and its offensive stats aren't even too bad by NFE standards, so a lot of scary attackers here. So, going into the matchup, obviously Frogadier had to play a role, but I needed something to do against the Prinplup switch-in, so running a Boots pivot set, hopefully able to force switches with the combination of Surf and Ice Beam before I set up spikes to chip down my opponent's team over time. Frogadier is pretty threatening to Drillbur and Corvisquire, which are my opponent's removers, so the idea is for those spikes to stick around for a while. And once Prinplup is chipped down, and bulkier things like Clefairy or Grimer have some good damage on them, Frogadier becomes a potentially dangerous sweeper in the endgame. Next up we have Fletchinder, which is in kind of a tough spot for this matchup. Its defensive typing and Flame Body makes it great for switching into stab moves from Monferno, Pawniard, and Drillbur, but they all could be running rock coverage to get around this matchup. So instead of a defensive set, I'm running a more offensive set to take advantage of any switching opportunity I can get. Brave Bird and Flare Blitz cover everything on my opponent's team, so Swords Dance turns Fletchinder into a strong breaker that can, at the very least, trade even with something on my opponent's team. Because I'm trying to switch in onto the field multiple times, I'm still running Roost for longevity, as well as those heavy-duty boots, of course. We have Speed for Monferno, which allows us to outrun everything except for that Elekid. And then next up is Ivysaur, which is my initial check to Clefairy, Prinplup, and Drillbur. This is not running Eviolite this week, since my two Eviolites are tied up with other Pokemon, but with Black Sludge for recovery, Ivysaur is still reasonably bulky with max defense investment. Sludge Bomb is our one offensive move, chosen to threaten Clefairy and spread poison, and our other moves are mostly centered around catching switches. Knockoff is good utility as always, and Leech Seed is great to set up on anything that would reasonably want to switch in on Ivysaur, so that my switch in can get some extra healing. Moving along, we have Hatchram, which is running a bulky Eviolite set again to switch in on big threats like Monferno and Grimer and threaten them right back. This is by far my best Grimer check, so Psyshock is run to hit it on its weaker defense stat, and the rest of our moves are support for the rest of my team. Future Sight is the move I want to set up on a Pawniard switch-in, so that I can switch to Scraggy on it and create tough turns for my opponent between Scraggy's dual stabs plus Future Sight. Nuzzle is just a great move for ruining fast Pokemon, and Healing Wish is a move I can click when Hatchram has mostly used up its health to restore another teammate back to full. We have enough bulk to avoid the 2-hit KO from Monferno Flare Blitz after Rocks, and the rest of our investment is in special attack to hit as hard as possible. Next we have Scraggy, which is a hopeful Dragon Dance sweeper in the matchup, outspeeding my opponent's entire unboosted team at +1. The set is pretty simple. Our dual stabs are very strong here, and Poison Jab is coverage for Clefairy, which is a hard stop to a sweep when it's healthy. That's the main target for Future Sight, like I said. I'm looking to get Scraggy in with a Future Sight up early, and on the switch to Clefairy, knock off into Future Sight into Poison Jab on the next turn should be KOing any Clefairy variant. From there, the main thing stopping a Scraggy sweep would be Scarfers or Priority, so we'll have to scout for Scarfers, of course. And we have Choppleberry to try and stay out of range of Monferno's Mach Punch. And then finally, I am bringing Fido to this match with a defensive Wish set. I mostly brought this as a concession that Dragon Dance Dragonair could be a big problem for me, but this is surprisingly good at tanking physical hits from a lot of my opponent's team. With an Eviolite and our defense investment, Fido avoids the 2-hit KO from Jolly Life or Monferno Flare Blitz, as well as +1 Dragonair Iron Head, at least most of the time. There's some Spadef investment as well, which is just there in case some of the mixed attackers I want to switch in on are a little more specially invested than I'm expecting. Play Rough allows Fido to hit back reasonably hard against everything I want to switch in on, and Roar is here to prevent crazy setup for my opponent. That is all I have for the team though, so with all that said, I'll see you guys in the battle.
Alright, we found Maki for week 2. See what she brought. We see Hrimplop, Pawniard, Monferno, Dragonair, Drillbur, and Crepuscul. Okay. Notable leave out here on their side. It was definitely Clefairy. And it's also nice to see no Grimer, meaning that Ivysaur's free to knock off, and it'll work on anything that wants to switch in. As far as the lead, I kind of like Frogadier. So I was not going to lead Frogadier because I was a little afraid of the Clefairy that tanks Surfs for days and can like Thunder Wave or something. But since it's not here, Frogadier is threatening to everything except the Prinplup. So there's a chance I could just get turn 1 Spikes, which would feel very good. I guess Fletchinder is good for similar reasons in the lead, but I like early hazards. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. Good luck, have fun to Maki. This is a weird match. It was kind of tough to prep for this one. So we'll see how it goes. Also, finally playing it after a bunch of delays. Like, we just weren't available at the same times all week, so this is a little late. Not a big deal. It's the Pawniard. Okay. So Fletchinder would have been kind of nice. Pawniard, though. I was like, why are we delaying like that? Pawniard, Adamant, Night Slash does a ton. So I'm tempted to U-turn out into perhaps the FIDOUGH. Or we could actually go to Fletchinder. Or they'll switch out, fearing a strong Surf me. If this is like Scarf or Sucker, I take a lot, but like it would be nice to learn that, I suppose. Let's just U-turn. It does Sucker. Okay. 253 to 91. I should have spiked. Darn. That's fine. Okay, so I'm switching in for free here. I think I should probably go Fletchinder. What's your switch into Fletchinder? Real quick, that Sucker Punch, that's in line with a max Adamant. I was not checking the bulk on that thing, but I will be able to see it soon. I'm thinking about going Scraggy, because you also don't have great switch-ins to that. But now I'm between these two. I think I will go Fletchinder. And I guess the question kind of is, okay, it took about 75, like 7, or like 25, 27% from a U-turn. So it's not bulky. Oh, it's not Eviolite even. Right. That's why my calc's weird. Yeah, not a very bulky Pawniard. I think I might want to... I could double for the rock move. Actually, Ivysaur would be a good double here. This is Scout in the rock move, or the switch out to Prinplup. So I'm not sure which one you're going to do. This is kind of a hedge for both, whereas Fletchinder we force a 50-50 there. That's the Prinplup, okay. Solid double. I think a Leech Seed looks pretty good here. Crepuscul does switch in, which is a little unfortunate. So I could Sludge Bomb just hoping for a poison on something. That doesn't sound terrible. I think I'm gonna go with that. They do switch out. Would you just go back to Pawniard? Was this a mistake? It's, no, this is totally different. It's the Crepuscul. So we can see how much this does. Almost half. Just about half. So, what does that tell us? probably tells us that this is a more offensive set, which is scary for sure. I'm wondering, like, do I create the Roost? Or do I go into, and like just go for another Slug Bomb, hope for a poison? That feels not very productive. Shroom. Kind of execute the strategy of getting a Future Sight going. It just goes for Bravery. Okay. 317 to 203. 114 points of damage. Definitely a high roll for Jolly max attack. I suppose that means it would also be Adamant, right? I think though that I will go ahead and Future Sight. They're gonna Roost. Okay. Alright, and now let's Nuzzle. Okay, interesting. That's a pretty good pair to have. And Hattrem, you're looking pretty low there. I could wish it back up with Fido, I suppose. Or we could always go Frogadier, you know? With the Healing Wish. That feels kind of good. Or if they switch out here, I could Healing Wish into, like, Scraggy here, and then pass it to Frogadier later. How is Hattrem useful? Would have been nice for Montuner, but I still have Fido to maybe help against that guy. Yeah, I mean, I guess let's do it. Let's Healing Wish. I'm gonna faint. Alright, Hattrem self-KO. What does this thing do? It's paralyzed anyway. Alright. It does take this Future Sight though, and it just goes down. Okay. Let's see. So it's double blind right now. Frogadier definitely quite good. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just take the Healing Wish. It's Dragonair. Alright, Frogadier, you're back in action. Very nice. Like a Scarf Dragonair or something. There. Draco totally could KO, so I'm a little afraid of that. I'm thinking here's where I go Fido. Yeah, Fido! They're gonna double switch. Okay, okay. They bring in Twin Club. Interesting. Primblip doesn't get Stealth Rocks. It's probably just a pivot. They were probably... This wasn't really a double on their part. They were just trying to resist the incoming Ice Beam. That makes sense. Sounds like they're not Scarfed then. What do I do here? I could go for Player Up, start chipping this guy down. And I guess this does give me information. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna see its health on the actual bar, but it didn't do much. I don't think I'm gonna learn anything from that. Player Up damage. But chip is chip, I suppose, right? Pawniard comes in. Okay. Fletchinger is tempting, but like this was my answer to Pawniard last time, so I wonder if that's a little obvious. How much does Scraggy take from a Pawniard hit? Like max adamant, you know? Ironhead would do a heck of a lot, unfortunately. Kind of want to preserve this as a win condition, so... You know what, I could Roar, but I really want Fido for that Dragonair. This is tough, you know? Mid-ground Ivysaur? Yes. Like, Roar because I'm afraid of SD. Fletchinder because I'm afraid of Ironhead. It is Ironhead, okay. Did a lot, it was crit, okay. Yeah, we already figured out this thing is max adamant. We got a Leech Seed here. Oh, it outspeeds. Right. Alright, let's check Pawniard versus Ivysaur, see if I win this next hit. Ironhead. It's a roll. Admittedly in my favor, but it's still a roll. How good is Ivysaur in this matchup still? Pretty good. Pretty good for the Primplet. Just to scare it, honestly, because I'm not running an actual offensive grass move. All Synthesis. I live. Let's go. And we get the recover, no flinch. Very nice. How speed invested does this Pawniard have to be? Oh, not very. I'm uninvested and we're a natural speed tie. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, I think here's where I click and knock off. I think they would expect another Synthesis, which, like, I really want to do. I'm gonna knock off... What was the item on this thing? Protective pads. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Alright. I'm even higher in health now than I was last time. Which means I could safely Synthesis. But the thing is, I'm risking the flinch every time. At this point, I mean... I really like preserving full health on everything else, so we're just gonna go for Synthesis. Come on. Oh, thank you, Ivysaur. I'm sorry to Maki for no flinches on these. I probably deserve one at this point. And with Ivysaur pretty healthy, I could make a switch now. Maybe to this Fletchinder. Oh man, it just could have the rock move, you know? That's the tough thing. You're pretty committed to staying in, so I think I might just Synthesis again. I could have gone to Fletchinder any of these times. I'm just so scared of the rock move. Alright, well, that's Pawniard down. Yeah, I figured Monferno was coming in. I really like Ivysaur. Or Prinplup. At least to threaten it. And it's good against Drillbur too. Yeah. I think now's the time I try to bring in Fletchinder. And if they read with me with Rock Move now, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be very upset. What do you got for me? Flare Blitz. Okay. We can count that. Whoa. A lot of damage. 134 points of damage. So we have Fletchinder against Monferno. It's not... We did not see Life Orb, but I wasn't really checking, so who knows. Their Flare Blitz... Is that... Okay, assuming it's not Life Orb, which I don't think it is. I didn't see it, but it's hard to tell with the Flare Blitz recoil. Assuming it's not Life Orb, looks like just Adamew. Adamew Flare Blitz, yeah. And now let's check the Prinplup switching against my Brave Bird. And it's chipped a little bit. I think I need to double. Probably back to Ivysaur, maybe? Let's try it. This is a risk, for sure. Oh! They withdrew first, so they're faster. Interesting. Yeah, they have to be... Let's see, wrong. Yep, I made sure that my Fletchinder was faster than Monferno, so that is Scarf. Good to know. Very good to know. I definitely need to preserve Fletchinder in that case. Okay, well, I think here I can Leech Seed, actually. It's not terrible. Oh, they stay in. Are they flip turning? Because that would be a little rough. They Ice Beam. Okay. Okay, I don't even take half. 184. $140, is it invested on the Prinplup? I think I'll slip on, but just give me a second to count. Looks like that's uninvested. Okay. I'll Sludge Bomb, hopefully for the poison. And we do get it. After no Iron Head flinches. I feel a little bad about that. Okay. With Prinplup Poison, Tongue Twister, Ivysaur might not be as necessary, so I could see an argument for letting it go down here. Flare Blitz is kind of a free KO for this thing. Like, I think everything's two-shot at this point, so I'm gonna need to... What do I do? I guess I'll just Sludge Bomb in case I live, and I can bring this thing kind of low. I think I'm ready to sack Ivysaur. Mostly here to deal with Clefairy, which didn't show up. So here we go. I do get the knowledge that it's Scarf though, which is very nice. So Frog here. I could kind of do two things with this knowledge. I can go Fletchinder or Frogadier. Now that Scarf in the Flare Blitz. I don't know. Adamant Scarf, probably. Scarf Flare Blitz did so much still to me. That's crazy. I think I want to roost up with Fletchinder. Or do I go Fido? No, Fidough's needed for Dragonair, I think. What about Scraggy? If I run out of time, I'm going Fletchinder. Yeah, we'll go Fletch. I think I want to Roost. Alright. Fletchinder against Monferno. Ooh. If it's adamant, there's some rolls where this actually kills me. Okay, they didn't go for it though. That's good for me. I think Prinplup? Yeah, Prinplup's a switch. And I kind of need to preserve Fletchinder as much as I can. I think Scraggy is more stackable though. Yeah, I can't really switch anything else into this. I believe we've seen Flip Turn, Ice Beam. We're gonna see Roost here probably. Yeah. Okay. I think a knock is probably the best play here. Monferno's the only resist, and I would appreciate knocking off its Scarf. Alright, we're gonna get this on the Prinplup. We get it down decently low, it's gonna Flip Turn, I bet. This Monferno's just gonna come back in now, and it's such a problem. Like, is Scraggy my next Zach? I go down 3 to 4. But next time Fletchinder comes in, it's kind of just free Brave Birds. In fact, I could even SD. Huh. I don't hate that. Although, it would be inviting in the Scarf Monferno again. After I claim a KO. Which, like, I mean, it has to lock into something else at the very least. There it is. Okay. With this thing Scarf, like, when is Scraggy ever going to be able to sweep, right? We've done a decent job of breaking through the Prinplup. It's low, no Eviolite, and Poison. Just out of curiosity, Scraggy. Like, I could go Fido to try to preserve. So, Fido against Monferno. Yeah, I mean, I did spec this so that Flare Blitz can't get the 2-shot. Flare Blitz... I'm at 247. Can it 2-shot me? No, it can't. So I'm gonna go Fido, I think. Like, I would love to sack Scraggy and then take advantage of the opportunity with, like, Fletchinder. Problem is, I just need more game pieces. Goes for Flare Blitz. Shouldn't take it. Yeah. I take that like a champ. Let's go Fido. I could double. I wish I had my spikes up. I just haven't had a chance to come in with Frogadier since I switched out against that Dragonair like an idiot. Do I go Wish? Do I might Wish. Yeah, we're inviting the Prinplup in to Roost. But here's the important thing. This is not the Prinplup, is it? The Drillbur. Okay. Okay, Drillbur. Offensive Drillbur into my Fido. I have Jolly Soft Sand pulled up, and it actually does not take me out. Something like Adamant Soft Sand doesn't. What about Life Orb? Life Orb, Adamant, Earthquake actually can't take me out either. So let's go for a Play Rough. it's choice band, then oops. Goes for rocks. Okay, I have a lot of boots users left, so this isn't the worst thing in the world. Clear off the offensive Drillbur should be doing just under half. That is bulky. That's a very bulky Drillbur. Okay. Yeah, my team doesn't care too much about rocks. So let's go ahead and wish again. I might pass this to Scraggy depending on how this turn goes. 277, 178, so it did 99 with an Earthquake. We have a better idea of what this Drillbur does. Okay, looks like max adamant, no boosting item. I'm willing to bet it's like max HP, max attack, Eviolite. That's what this looks like to me. I have another wish coming, so Play Rough's free-ish. An Earthquake. You can't break through the bond. The dough, rather. Okay, getting Drillbur chipped down is nice. Wish they go for 2 Earthquakes. I KO with Play Rough, and I think that's leaving with me with the most HP possible. Yeah. Alright. Yep. Wish. Play Rough. Alright. No crit on that is an important one. And yeah, Fido gets a KO, boys. Honestly, does Fido just like wall out the rest of this combination? I'm curious. What do you do, Dragonair? What could you do to me? Dragonair. It's a Dragon Dance set with Iron Head. Maybe it's that? I'm gonna wish first. Thunderbolt. How much does that do? 229 to 128. $101 with the Thunderbolts. Means... Is this Specs? Maybe it's like... Maybe it's Specs. I think it is, yeah. Wow. Okay. Thunderbolt is very strong on my team. I do risk crit here, so I actually should protect, I think. Yeah, this looks like Timid Specs Dragonair. Which, I mean, this looks like the strongest thing they have for Fido. Okay. So it's probably a fast set if it's not modest, you know? So we're gonna wish again. They're gonna click out. Okay. And I think they found... Oh! I was gonna say, I think they found the counterplay of switching to Grimplip and just healing alongside me. But they're gonna go Monferno here. Okay. So I'm gonna Play Rough. I have a Wish banked, so this is fine. They knock... That makes sense. We're so close on this Monferno. Okay. Well, yeah, that does make a lot of sense to knock off the Eviolite. Although, I mean, they can't take this Play Rough with anything. They go Trimple. Okay. Yeah, we take that KO for sure. We saw this Prinplup pretty bulky, so I would have to imagine I outspeed. Yeah, Fido is higher base speed than Prinplup by a good margin, 15 points, so I should be able to play rough for the KO. Okay, we haven't missed a play rough yet, knock on wood I guess, but that's pretty cool. Alright, so Fido is going to be able to get the KO on Prinplup. See the Dragonair come in. I'm going to protect once, I know your specs, so this is free. There's no reason not to go for Thunderbolt, I think. Yeah. Fido against a Specs Dragonair. Timid, and it's probably not super bulky. Maybe give it a little bit of bulk here. Play rough, doing a lot. And Thunderbolt to my non-Eviolite player. It does more than half. Yeah. But yeah, we do a ton back. That's awesome. I think here I sack off my... maybe Scraggy? Yeah, that feels right. Good job though, Fido. I need to keep Fido around because I just want a couple of good resistances to CC. He probably takes this, right? Yeah. Not well though. Oh, can we get the shed skin? Can we get the shed skin prop? Awesome. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I'll just, not. There it is. Dragonair. There's Fraggy. And just to make sure that this thing has to be specs, right? Like, I'm just gonna double check Choice Scarf. Modest Thunderbolt. Would not be able to do that much, so yeah. Frogadier, pretty free. Actually, Fletchinder's better, because it's better into Monferno. Yeah, so we just Brave Bird. Alright, so we get that KO, and it's down to the Scarf Monferno against my 3. Alright. And yeah, I'm just going to Brave Bird again to see what their coverage is for Fletchinder. Thunder Punch. Yeah, that does KO. Alright, so this is a little scary. Alright, so Fido against Monferno. Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch does get rid of that Life Orb in the Kelp. Thunder Punch should not KO. I do want to be protected, though, against a Play Roughness. So we're going to Wish first. Come on. Whew. Alright. Protect. Alright, from here, I'm at 156 health. Thunder Punch, a likely 2-shot. Do I risk it now? Like, what's riskier, going for Play Rough or risking more like pairs and crits with Wish? I think at this point, it's worth wishing one more time. This is for Soul Rough, man. I think I have to try. I have to try to Wish. I know I'm being paranoid. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Please don't. Okay. Oh, this is so much riskier than it had to be. I know, like, I would have to sit down and, like, calculate the odds, right? But, like, I think this many turns of 10% chance was probably worse than just going for player off the rip. I'm at 214 now, so this... I mean, it's definitely not too KOing me. So with this, I have enough health to guarantee to live 2. So play rough. Yeah. I think the odds are in my favor at this point. This is dumb though. I shouldn't have done this. Okay, play rough. I probably misplayed that in game, but we still got it. We still got it. Fido got it. Oh my gosh, that ended up being very close. I apologize for the stall, and I apologize for the hacks generally going my way. I'm sorry about that, Maki. But hey, good game. You played it really well. It was super, super close. So, yeah, we're up 2-0 on the season now, which feels good. Let's go Fido. Fido's getting the thumbnail. You already know. I mean, you already know because you clicked on the video, and it probably had a Fido on the thumbnail. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.